Started. Welcome everyone. We got Sean here and he's gonna share with us today a little bit more about his journey using the Kinetic method and his progress with the program and his success. So Sean, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Good. So let's start off learning a little bit more about you, like your age, height, weight, lifestyle, that people get understanding on some of the basic stuff and where you are, and then we can dive into some deeper questions.
Sure. Yeah, I'm 38 now, 6'3", down to 185 now. I own a marketing company. I'm often sitting at my desk at a kind of all day sort of thing. I guess my lifestyle now is one where I'm very active and eating well and things like that. But before I met you, it was one where I was definitely not taking the amount of steps that I should take every day and not eating what I need to eat and that type of thing. So I guess that's a little bit about me in a nutshell, really.
Good. Yeah, you look young for 38. Not many guys.
I
You
know.
don't have any wrinkles, nothing. So
whenever I'm at a bar and I chatting up with a lady at the bar or something, I always ask them the question, and like 99 times out of 100, I would get early 30s. So I don't know, maybe it's just my like baby face skin. I don't know. I'm lucky. What do you want?
Good. And you take good care of yourself. So
yes.
Tell us a little bit more also about like some of the things you already touched on it a little bit, but some of the things that you were, let's say, struggling with or maybe having a challenge before you started the Kinetic method.
So, I come from a fitness background. When I was in high school, I was an athlete. I played baseball. I still play baseball to this day, albeit I'm way, way worse and way more washed up. But I actually went to a high school specific for athletes, so I have a weightlifting background. We studied nutrition, and I have a lot of a good understanding of the program, or some of the things we do in the program, I should say, just from my own background in this space. But as you get into your 20s, and I was married, I'm divorced now, but I have 2 kids, and you start a business. Everything I'm saying is excuses, but you just fall into like this trap of it's really easy to like get a business and you're making money and you go for these nice dinners, and I'm in sales and marketing, and you're always around drinks and parties and things like that. And then before you know it, you're 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight. And I developed gastritis for like a year. So for those who don't know what that is, it's, imagine having like heartburn, acid reflux, but nothing can stop it. And it's 24/7, just from poor, eating habits and, not that I was an alcoholic, but, just drinking too often or, too many drinks in one sitting and stuff like that. So I really struggled with that. And, before I met you, I kind of like yo-yoed. Like I'd go to the gym and I'd lose 10 pounds and I'd feel good. And then like I'd fall back into my old patterns and I'd gain all that weight back. And then I'd get this personal trainer and I'd lose weight. And then all of a sudden I'd fall back to the patterns and I gain all the weight back. And it just got really, really frustrating to, see the pounds come off the scale and then just like gain them all right back. So and that was sort of my struggles before, I met you and saw your Facebook posts and things like that and reached out. And yeah, that's about it, really.
What did you reach out?
Why did I reach out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I had you on my Facebook friends list, but I just did. And I saw your posts every now and then. I've seen your posts for a couple of years, to be quite honest with you. And I saw a lot of your people getting results, and specifically just the group of people you work with, business owners, middle-aged, et cetera, et cetera. It was like exactly who I was. And I had hired personal trainers, like literally at my local gym. And I had hired, a pretty famous online personal trainer that had a program. And, I still love the guy. I buy his products, but, he wasn't really helpful. And again, not to blame anybody else, I take responsibility for my own actions, but I don't know, it just seemed like you were more like down to earth and, that, not that I'm in your inbox like every other day, but if I had a question, I could reach out and you'd answer and those types of things, alongside the results that you'd post from some of your students. And, that's kind of why I reached out.
Makes perfect sense. So the accountability, but also the
Yeah,
lifestyle factor.
correct.
And you obviously have a lot of experience with working with trainers before. What was different this time?
Well, again, like coming from a fitness background, I think, look, getting a personal trainer, I love them, and all like most of them are really good, right? But they kind of, it's kind of everybody just falls into the same trap. Okay, like all right, we're gonna do the 5x5 this for 8 weeks, and you're gonna do your compound list, you're gonna do squats, and you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do that. But nobody actually like follows up. Very rare you get somebody that actually like follows up with your diet, or follows up with your sleep, or eat these foods because they boost testosterone, or checking out blood work to see where you're at going in. So like you take more of a like whole approach versus just like, okay, lift this, which is great, because you can go to the gym and you get a personal trainer and you build muscle. But I've had, to be quite honest, I'm 6 months into your program now, and my lifts are close to where they used to be. So I've had personal trainers where I've been maybe like stronger from like a actual like weight standpoint, but I was still kind of fat. So it's like great, I can, bench press 230 or whatever, but like I'm still like 24% body fat. So am I actually more healthy, or am I just like able to lift things heavier? So I liked your approach of like looking at everything. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, you're not just stronger, but leaner. Like most people have it backwards, where they have you bulk up and you get stronger and you lift heavier. But if you just bulk and lift super heavy, you'll get just hungry, and you'll overeat, and now inflammation is up, blood sugar is up, and yeah, as you said, you're not healthier. You can lift more, but yeah, you just look softer. So what's the
Yeah,
point? Where's the sex appeal, the aesthetics that come with it?
I felt more inflamed too,
Mm-hmm.
because like I didn't have my diet in check, and so like if I would go do a leg day or something, oh my god, I can like walk for like 3 days, and even like months into being able to squat like super heavy. Like now when I'm doing your program, I'm still like lifting heavy weights and stuff, but I don't notice nearly the amount of DOMS effect that I would usually get from previous trainers.
Yeah, recovery is key, and nutrition is a big part of it, as you touched on it. When your diet is
Yeah.
dialed in, then everything gets optimized, or a lot of things get optimized, let's say it like this. So, talking about optimization, what obviously that's the reason why everyone is listening and watching. What were some of the results, or are some of the results that you've achieved in the last 6 months?
Yeah, so I didn't really realize like how chunky I was until I look at like my before and after photos, and I show people all the times because um, I have random like guy friends that I haven't seen in 4 months, and the first thing they'll say to me is like, "Holy crap! Like what the hell happened to you?" I didn't realize like people looked at me as like this doughy figure. I saw my friend's wife the other day. I hadn't seen her in like 3 years, and she was just like, "Oh my god, you look so much different." And I was like, geez, I must have been fat to people's eyes. I didn't realize it. But I was 210 or so, or two something 208, 209, I can't remember, but it was like 210. And I'm down to 185-ish area. So I took off about 25 pounds in the last 6 months, which is about a pound a week. But I think what I've noticed more than that is like my face is much leaner. Like I was very round in the face. My shoulders are very defined. It was more like a round curve down here. I actually have like like a V shape down from my neck. I'm starting like I actually have biceps. My pecs are coming in nice. My abs are actually showing. Still covered by a little layer of fat that I got to work off here. But I was probably around like 23, 24% body fat when I started. And I'm down to about 15, which is why you can sort of see the abs. So, I'm pretty close to getting down to that sort of 10 to 12% that is my goal, and where I can really see the rock hard abs, so to speak. But yeah, it's been 6 short months. I mean, I feel better. Everything's better. I was just telling you before we got on this call, even like my sex life is better. I don't care. I throw that out there. Like everything, people compliment my guy friends compliment, like everybody compliments me all the time now. So it's just like you feel better, you look better, everything has just improved dramatically. I had everything going well to like successful in my business. I got two great kids. My whole life is like awesome. And so it's nice to have like my health match all that stuff.
Yeah, what's the point if you're crushing it like in all the areas, but then your health just drags you down and takes away some of the happiness and the satisfaction, where it can be an amplifier because you take better care of yourself, you love yourself more, and now you can love your business more, your kids more, your girlfriend more. So yeah, you
Correct.
nailed it. Were were you skeptical that the kinetic method would work for you? I know you said you saw the posts for years and some of the successes from other students. Did you think like, I'm not sure, or were you pretty sure it will work?
Well, here's the thing. I mentioned that online trainer I hired that I thought could have done a better job. At the end of the day, like the program was great. I just didn't do it. So, I think the method is amazing, and I've had multiple trainers, and I think you're the best trainer I've had, which is why I've stuck with you even past the 6 months that I started with. Um, but I think at the end of the day, like it is still up to you to do the work, right? But what is different from you about other people is you keep me accountable. There'll be days like I'm over in Italy recently, like just an example. I'm in Italy. I'm like I just had a couple drinks the night before or whatever, and like you're in my app, like your steps were down yesterday, and I'm like sitting there like, fuck off, Maro, like leave me alone. But then it's like, well, I don't want them bugging me tomorrow, so I guess I'll go like walk those steps and so I like that as much as sometimes it drives me up the wall. But no, I wasn't skeptical personally, because I do believe like even if you hire the worst trainer in the world, they're still going to give you a program, and it's up to you to do it. But what differentiates you from the rest is that you actually like hold me to account. You don't just let like weeks go by and all of a sudden I go from 185 to 194, and what the hell happened kind of thing. So I think that's what's been good.
Perfect. One last question for you. For
Sure.
anyone who's watching this, maybe on the fence, think like I can do it on my own, or uh, yeah, go with something else that you already touched on a little bit. What would your word of advice be to them?
I think I'm a business owner as well, and I have experience training people in e-commerce and lead generation and things like that. You can go figure all this stuff out yourself. You can go watch YouTube videos on how to build an e-commerce store. You can go watch YouTube videos on how to build a lead generation business. You can go watch YouTube videos on how to craft a 8-week program and download the MyFitnessPal app. You can do it all your own, right? For sure. But the reality is, most like 99% of people don't. It's so challenging to motivate yourself to actually get up in the morning and do the work that's required. And what's good about you, like I said, is it's not just like here's a weightlifting plan. It's like here's a nutrition plan. Here's how many hours you should sleep. Here's how many steps you got to take. So it's like a whole plan. And as the results start happening, and it's kind of gamified a little bit, right? That's what I kind of like. Is like I can track along in the app that you have, like how my resting heart rate looks, and like how like I didn't look at that. I've never looked at that stat before, but mine was like 49 the other day or something, which was like elite athlete level. And so like you can see, like I started at like 63, and you can just see the progress of like your cardiovascular health, your steps, your weight, your body fat percentage, because I have like a Fitbit scale. It all connects in. So that in of itself just allows you to see all these different KPIs and metrics that are just like an overall picture of your health, versus like if you were to do it yourself, you're probably just gonna like look at the scale, maybe, and maybe you'll be able to like come up with a way of like tracking your weights at the gym, but probably not. And then you're probably not gonna have results after a few weeks, and you're just gonna end up quitting. So I always think, if you can have somebody in your corner and you have the right system in place that makes it really easy to do, like it's foolproof. I basically just have to show up, eat properly and wear this little Fitbit thing. And like I get all these stats in the app and I can just track it. And it's either the only way I can fail is if I just don't do it. So if you were to take my advice, it makes it easier and faster if you just, hire somebody to help you along the way.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for all the insights and details today and taking the time to share your story and experience. And it's
Sure.
great to have you on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me anytime.
Good.